Barry Weiss is part of a reality show phenomenon on A&E Network. Storage Wars is consistently one of the highest rated shows on cable TV, not just in this country, but around the world. Now let's get to skinny as we welcome Barry Weiss to the Marc Berman Show. Welcome, Barry. Great to have you here.
Hey, Mark. Thanks for actually having me, man. And no, it's been a blast doing this thing, and as long as it continues to be fun, I mean, I'm there. You know, some of the stuff we find, some of it they'll never make the air. And I'll give you an example. I've told this story before, but it warrants telling again. This was a couple of years ago. I got to the auction, and the facility manager said, "Come take a look at this. It's not part of the sale." I didn't see the girl who the unit belonged to. They had arrested her a week earlier, but they left. That they left her unit intact for evidence or whatnot. She was hooking out of a 10 by 10 storage unit.
Really?
Honest to God. I mean, there was like a cot there from like a surplus stores, the bed, and, like a towel as an area rug. Could you imagine, Mark? You know, you meet a girl, right?
Yeah.
You know, we go to your place or should we go to my place? We go to her place, and it's a big orange door. That's hot, yeah.
You know, Barry, everybody wants to know your story. Now, some speculated, they said that, well, you're a concert promoter. Then there's a music producer that has your same name. Is that you also? Or are you a Hollywood producer? So now let's find out. Barry Weiss, what did you do before Storage Wars, and what's your story?
Well, first of all, it's important to mention I'm not related. There is another Barry Weiss, and we get confused a lot. I think he's CEO of Def Jam Records, and I have nothing to do with the record business. But a lot of people don't know that for the last, probably before I got into this, the last 15 or 18 years, I was a top-ranked international male escort, and. Come on, Mark.
He's nuts.
Actually,
he's nuts. Go ahead.
Top-seeded, by the way. No, I actually was in the produce business, believe it or not. And in Los Angeles, actually, my grandfather started the company in '39, and then he passed, and then my dad passed away. So it was, my brother and myself ran it the last 30 years. And I've been retired for about 5 or 6 years from that business when this sort of offer came along, and honestly, I just fell into it. The fellow that creates the show, his name is Tom Beers, and he has a lot of shows, Deadliest Catch, Ice Road Truckers, whatnot. He's just a good friend of mine, and he happened to be over the house one night, and we were having some drinks, and how does it all start, right? And he said he's dreaming something new up regarding these abandoned storage lockers, and would I want to be part of it? And honestly, that is how I fell in. I didn't sleep with one producer, Mark.
No, but I do have to say this. Now, there was an episode, okay? I'm sure you remember when you were making pottery. Now, I took that clip at the end, and my wife and I use it as softcore porn.
Real soft.
No, it's good.
Yeah. Well, again, I find everything in these storage units, and I remember that one specifically because it was a pottery kiln or something, and I took it with my buddy Kenny, who was with me that day. Hey, you ever come out to the West Coast?
I do. In fact, I'm going to be out there taping my radio show in January.
Well, good. I'm going to extend an invitation to you, and I'm not kidding. Why don't you join me at one of the auctions? We just started working again to make another 26 episodes, and come with me.
I'm in. Now I don't have dreadlocks. Because you had him,
yeah,
I don't. And listen, I don't have a remote control helicopter. That was
right. and you're not clairvoyant, So.
No, that's right.
Right. No, just come and hang out. I mean, you'll have a bunch of laughs, and if you want to be, you can partner up with me. Maybe you'll bring me some good luck. I can use it.
You got a partner. I'll be out there. And
all right, Daddy. Now don't get amnesia on me.
No, it's going to happen. What are you looking for in these lockers anyway?
Well, first and foremost, I look for the Hope Diamond, and then I go down from there. What do you think? What do you look for in these? Honestly, I personally don't have a store, and I don't sell on the internet. So obviously I don't take it as serious as the others do. I mean, they have to worry about stores and inventories and whatnot. I primarily am looking for something. It doesn't have to be antique, but unusual, odd, valuable. So my focus is a little bit more specific than just finding stuff that I can turn over as far as general merchandise. And I find a lot of general merchandise, frankly.
Now, did you ever tell Daryl there's nothing such as a $600 bill?
Oh, Daryl. Well, I'll tell you what. Daryl hit the jackpot, and they haven't aired that show yet, but they're going to in about 2 weeks, because we filmed it a few months ago.
Oh, no.
And, honest to God, Daryl really hit the jackpot. So,
oh, come on.
Honest to God, yeah, I mean it. I mean, like his biggest hit ever. And I was there, and I remember, I think he paid around $3,000 for that unit, and just a tremendous return. Obviously, I don't want to spoil it per se, but you can't even talk to Daryl now after that. You follow me?
I have trouble understanding him when he talked in the normal episodes that we
I
watch.
agree. Daryl's got to bring 2 trucks now. 1 truck for Daryl and 1 truck for Daryl's ego. I mean, yeah, he really did. He hit the jackpot, though, and I commend him for that. He really, really did. But it's not easy, and it's like finding a needle in a crap stack. You know.
Well, listen, I was impressed with this one. So you open a locker, you get some drums, and who do you take them to check value? Stuart Copeland?
Yeah, that was a fun one, and he was nice enough. Stuart was nice enough to do that, and it just it makes it fun when you get an expert like that, because frankly, the drums weren't worth a hell of a lot until Stuart personalized them. And he was nice enough to do that, or I would have gone backwards and lost my ass again.
Well, now there, I do know, and you have to be. You love cars, and
I do. Cars and motorcycles. Ever since I was a kid, and I still buy and sell and collect those and whatnot.
Now, how do you explain the Deco liner?
You know what? Most of the cars. About 90% of the cars that I take on the show are mine. The Deco liner is one that was built by a friend of mine who's an artist named Randy Grubb. And he built that thing himself in his garage in Oregon. And it's just incredible. I mean, it's an incredible piece of rolling art, if you will. And he was nice enough. He was coming through L.A., and I said, hey, why don't you come with me to an auction? And that's how I showed up in that thing. But that is just one of the kookiest things I've ever seen.
That and the bubble car.
The bubble car is mine, and recently purchased from a buddy who actually built that car. It's all steel, and he built it by hand over a couple of year period. And I bought it from him about a year ago, and I just love that thing.
And there's also a friend of yours. How did you get in touch and get to hang out and know Antron Brown? Guy's huge.
Yeah, Antron is, what a great kid that he is. And by the way, he's the new Top Fuel champion. He did win the championship a couple of weeks ago. And, Antron I've known for a while, and I actually bumped into him at a Supercross race. He was about a year ago or so, and he came up to me, and I said, hey, if I ever find anything, that is up your alley, would you like to be on the show? And he goes, yeah. So that really worked out well, and really, what a sweet guy he is, man. Just a really neat guy.
Yeah, and the stuff you found was incredible. I guess anything can be found in these things. You know what?
It's true. And a lot of stuff, a lot of times, I tell you quite honestly, we'll buy 10 or 15 of these, and there'll be absolutely nothing in them. I mean, nothing to even film. So it's a lot tougher than it looks. I mean, I've probably lost my ass, but I'll tell you, I've had a great time.
Oh, look, I can tell you are. Hey, by the way, we sent it out to 35,000 people in our social networks asking, what would they ask you? And the number one question, where'd you get your gloves?
The funny thing is, I've always worn those gloves on my motorcycle for years. I mean, way before this thing. And I knew I needed to wear gloves for this particular job, so I just happened to grab those when I started this thing, and they've become kind of popular, actually. We're going to start selling them soon.
I'm thinking QVC. That's it.
I'm thinking, hey, I like the way you think. Maybe you can broker some sort of deal, and I'll blow you back a piece.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm down with that. I think this could be huge. I mean, you created something here just on this show. It's amazing. Barry, what was the most valuable thing you found?
Well, it's funny with me, because people will ask that a lot, and probably from a sheer dollars and cents standpoint, I would probably say this wooden head. I found this wooden head that happened to be an art piece, a piece of sculpture, and it was one of my biggest scores. I also found this meat slicer that was an antique meat slicer that they're worth about $12,000 restored. Now, I didn't find it restored, and I didn't get it restored yet, actually. I still have it. But to me, it doesn't have to be expensive. I'd rather it to be unusual. I found these engraved hard hats, if you will, born aluminum hard hat that somebody engraved, and I mean they look like jewelry. They're an incredible piece of folk art. They're really only worth about $500, $600, but they're unusual. I get a much bigger kick out of that, in a sense. I've also found this portable flask that I had never seen before. It's probably only worth $300, but I like stuff I've never seen.
We've got a minute or two left with Barry Weiss from Storage Wars here. By the way, are you home right now?
Yeah, I've got underwear on. What else?
Could you look out your window? Is Natalie Portman home?
Actually, hold on a minute. I've got a telescope set up. She's my next door neighbor. I really don't see her too much. I keep to myself.
And Barry just shared with everybody your home in your underwear. That's nice.
Yeah,
you know what? If you me too.
Commando style, what you call.
Listen, I know you also like music. Yeah, everything comes out in this show. I mean, you're something else. And by the way, you and I are the same age. So who's on your iPod, or we'll also take who's in your CD collection. We will not take who's on your 8-track.
God, at any given time, you're going to find, obviously classic rock and roll, but also I'm a big fan of the blues. I'm a big fan of jazz. Wow. I hate those questions when somebody says, what are your 10 favorite songs of all time? Because there's too many, man. There's too many. But, actually, they let me host on this radio station here in L.A., and I threw sort of a kooky playlist together, and they seem to have liked it, So I'm a big fan of, naturally Jimi Hendrix and Robin Tower and the Stones and Robert Plant and go on and on,
Let me tell you something. You come out here, we'll take you right next door to our other station, a 50,000-watt flamethrower classic rock station. We'll put you on that. And let me tell you, hit the East Coast, man. This is the Jersey Shore. And Barry Weiss, you would fit in so well here. You would just love it. What I'd like to do is, because right now it's midnight, it's actually 10:01, and when we're taping this interview with Barry, and we're headed over to the Irish pub now for dinner.
No, I love that. What's Irish and stays out all night long, Mark?
I don't know.
Patio furniture.
You know what? I fell for that.
I know. You always do. No, I got to tell you, you mentioned the Jersey Shore, and I'll tell you in all honesty and in all seriousness, my heart goes out to all those people on the East Coast that were affected by that superstorm Sandy, and just a real tough deal. And as I say, my heart goes out to everybody that was impacted. And I want to thank everybody that watches Storage Wars. And it's on Tuesday nights. But if you miss it on Tuesday nights, it's on Wednesday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night.
And whenever else they feel like putting it on. There's always a marathon.
It's a blitzkrieg. It's a Storage Wars blitzkrieg. Honestly, I got nothing to do with that. I'm not in that loop, and thank God. But they just blast the hell out of it, don't they?
Well, hey, listen, my final thing, it's all over. There's a lot of buzz. Spinoff, you can't talk about it.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, is there a spinoff? There's something.
Well, yeah, we got something going actually. Right after we finish another season of Storage Wars, actually they're going to give me my own deal. So, and I'm announcing it on your show. No, they are going to give me my own deal as soon as we finish, probably in April, I would think, making another season, which we're in the midst of now. And we don't really have a name for it yet or whatnot, but basically I'm just going to be bopping around, meeting kooks, doing what I do.
You are the best. This is Barry Weiss, and now Barry Weiss exposed on the Marc Berman Show. Because now everybody knows the secret's out, what you did before, what you're doing, and how great you truly are. And, man, we want to get you in Atlantic City real bad.
Well, I'll tell you what, I appreciate that. I'd love to come to Atlantic City and take you up on that radio offer as well.
Oh, not only that, but we'll go to the Irish pub, we'll do car bombs, man, and then we'll do everything that Atlantic City has to offer. And I got to tell you.
Everything?
No. Oh, listen, everything. And the people listening to the show know what you're in for if you come out here and get Bermanized. So we want to do that to you, Barry Weiss.
I promise I'll reciprocate. You're coming here. You're going to come on the show with me, correct?
I'm going to do it. I'll be on the show. I'll be on as with you on the show in January. We'll just put together a time and date, and I'll get out there, and we'll do that. That'll be great. I'd love to.
It's a deal. And again, thank you very much for having me on, and again, thank everybody that supports Storage Wars.
Barry, hold on 1 second. We're going to have to take a break. This is Barry Weiss from Storage Wars, and we got to pay some bills. We'll be right back.